painted right.
Welcome to Tambuku Rhodesian Ridgeback Kennel YouTube channel. On this stream, we will be discussing my old dog, Tambuku Hunter's Moon. Because Hunter is now over the Rainbow Bridge, and because I didn't take many good photographs of Hunter, I've had to make do by asking AI to produce different backgrounds for photographs that I still have. So, to begin with, I'd like to talk a bit about Hunter's presence. He had a quiet authority, and he gives the impression that he's completely comfortable in himself. He observed first and reacted only if necessary, and his expression is one of thoughtfulness and curiosity rather than intensity. His eyes are soft and attentive, giving him an intelligent and almost contemplative look. He appears always to be assessing his surroundings. His outline contributes enormously to that impression. The long, clean neck flows into well laid shoulders, and his proportions give him an appearance of effortless athleticism. Nothing about him looks forced. He appears capable of moving efficiently over long distances rather than simply displaying power. And one thing I noticed about him was that he occupies space naturally. Now, some dogs seem to pose. He just looks as if he is just standing there, and that standing is enough to draw people's attention. And it's quite a rare quality, I think. It gives him the impression of both having confidence and but without exhibition. Hunter possessed the quiet confidence of an old African hunting dog. He does not demand attention but holds it. And the image he presents is a strength without aggression, alertness without anxiety, and dignity without ostentation. His presence is calm, balanced, and deeply self assured, and every line of Hunter suggests purpose rather than simple ornament. His expression is intelligent, his stance is composed, and his overall impression is one of restrained power. So, if I had to choose words that describe the impression he gives, they would be noble, composed, balanced, self assured, thoughtful, athletic, grounded, watchful, and dignified. Now, before leaving this photograph, I'd like to take a look at a few points. Let's start with his head. He had a beautiful masculine head, but which was also of great quality and a correct head. It was also an authentic African head, an old-fashioned head. So let's have a look at the top of his head and let's have a look at his skull. His skull has moderate width between the ears, and with his alert expression comes wrinkles, which is stated in the standard. His ears are lovely and large, and I love that darker wheaten color on them, that shading. They are also well placed. They are neither too low nor too high. His eyes are watchful and curious with a soft expression. His muzzle is moderately wide and it's clean lipped, and the nose is quite large and black in keeping with his brown eye color. But what I really like about his head is that there's a very gradual movement or flow from his muzzle up to his jaw. There are no bulging cheeks, which we see in many dogs which are shown in the ring today. Also evident is his good shoulder, well placed, good slope up to his withers. The base of his neck flows gently over his withers along a correct top line for a Rhodesian Ridgeback, which is a straight top line to the croup. Once it meets the croup, it slopes gently over to hit the base of his tail, which is inserted correctly. His underline is equally good and correct. His chest reaches down to his elbow and it rises gently up to his loins. His loins are clearly very powerful and deep, and you can see that he's well coupled. He's got very substantial and well muscled hindquarters, and that was one thing about Hunter as well. He was just a powerful dog. I mean, he had a powerful chest, powerful shoulders. His body was had good width. He had powerful loins, and he had very powerful hindquarters too. His feet are large and well padded, but I'd like to draw your attention to his color. He has beautiful coloration, varied coloration, with many different hues and colors in his coat, wheaten colors and cream. He has the cream underpinnings. If you look at the inside of his legs and his feet and his underline, you will see it is a more buff color, uh, a creamy color. And that's what we refer to as the cream underpinnings. However, he also has blonde hairs throughout his coat, and they are more evident on his shoulders, behind his withers, along his neck, and behind his tail. His body over his rib cage and loin and hindquarters are a darker wheaten color, and this helps the Rhodesian Ridgeback to camouflage in the African landscape, which is also comprised of varying wheaten hues. The overall impression is one of a balanced and correct dog, powerful and athletic, but with a certain grace too. In this image, I'd like to draw attention to Hunter's beautiful head, his correct head, his well placed ears, his lovely large ears, and also to the rather wide muzzle and his very substantial black nose. I'd also like to point out the width between his chest, which is substantial but not excessive, and provides a lot of heart and lung room. I'd like to point out his straight legs, his abundance of bone, and his straight top line. Here again, I'd like to point out his beautiful expression, the frowns on his forehead, as described by the standard, when his ears are pricked and he's alert. Look at his beautiful big nose, his big black nose, and his wide muzzle, and rather clean lips, and the way that his muzzle runs smoothly to the line of his jaw. Also notice the good width between his chest, the forechest, his straight front legs, his lovely large paws, well padded paws, and again we can see that lovely straight top line, which is rather difficult to find these days. Let me also say one thing about Hunter, and you will notice this in all the photographs, and that he stands all 4 feet square. This image shows the length of neck and also his beautiful head and beautiful ears, also the depth of his muzzle, and again that lovely large black nose. In this image, one can see his head very clearly. One can see the width between his ears. One can see the width of his muzzle. And one can also see the placement of his ears very clearly. Also evident is the width between his chest, which allows for heart and lung room, and also the fact that his legs are lovely and straight from the front. Now, I've already mentioned that I don't have very good photographs of Hunter, so I've had to make do with what I have because I can't take any more for this video because he's no longer with us. But I think that you would agree in this photograph that what we see is a very balanced and correctly put together Rhodesian Ridgeback. Also, a Rhodesian Ridgeback that is very similar to our old dogs in Southern Africa. If we just judge by his substance and symmetry. So basically, Hunter is very powerfully put together, but despite that, he has a certain amount of grace. Actually, he was very graceful in the way he moved and in his form. Also notice that his hocks have good angulation. They're not over-angulated and they're not under-angulated. They are moderately angulated, which is exactly what we require for a multi-purpose working dog within an African landscape. Also notice how powerful his hindquarters are, and of the gently rounded slope towards his tail inset. Also notice his lovely top line and the way his long neck, which is also very powerful, how it moves gracefully over his withers and then drops gently and smoothly across his top line, which is straight. His underline is also absolutely correct. Look at that deep chest that goes right to his elbows. Look at that length of sternum providing with heart and lung room. Look at how well ribbed up he is, and how his underline sweeps gently up to his very powerful loins. You would also be able to see how strong his loins are, in that his loins are not too long and they're not too short. He's well coupled, and there is also no excess of flap below his loins, which indicates that he's well coupled. Now, Hunter was a big dog. He was about 12 years of age here. I've included it because I wanted to show his moderate slope of shoulder. I wanted to show his moderate but good angulation. I wanted to show his top line, his underline, and I wanted to show the length of his neck. Not a very good photograph, but it does show a number of points that I'd like to bring your attention to, and that is how flat his skull is, and how his skull and his muzzle are on a level. Now, unfortunately, the angle of the camera shows his muzzle has been snipey and pointed. He definitely did not have a snipey or pointed muzzle. This is just the angle that we've taken it at. But what I do want to show you is how powerful his neck is, but how it is also long and elegant, and how it moves gently onto his withers and then onto his through to his top line. I also want to bring attention to his well-placed and sloping shoulder, to his straight top line, to his well-coupled loin, and to the rounded slope towards his to his tail, which is inserted correctly. I've chosen to include this photograph because it gives another view from above of his back and his top line, which you can see is very correct. Also, how well coupled he is, and to show how powerful his hindquarters are and his moderate angulation. Also, to show the slope from his croup down to his tail inset, and also the width over his loin. You do not see many dogs with that incredible width over their loin. It's correct. It's just a very strong point of a very strong point that Hunter had. I've included this image basically to show the same features, but I think it really displays that beautiful slope of shoulder, that good turn of upper forearm, his strong, correct top line, even at 12 years of age. He did not lose his top line because of how powerfully built he is, and because of the how powerful his loin is constructed. But look at how powerful his hindquarters are. Look at the moderate angulation of his hindquarters, the good slope to his shoulder and upper arm, the return of his upper arm, that length of neck, but also of a powerful neck, and the cream underpinning colors coloration, which became much more evident as he grew older. Note his flat skull. And another thing that I'd like to just draw one's attention to is the dappling in his coat, which is beautiful camouflage beneath trees in the African veldt when the sun shines through the trees and creates that dappling effect as well. It helps the dogs to camouflage. This is a younger photograph of Hunter, and I don't think that there's much more I can say than I've already said. Again, I just personally, I'm keep being drawn to his hindquarters. It's just how powerful they are. You don't often see that. Our dog's hindquarters tend to be very weak nowadays. I've noticed this. And look at his lovely top line, that straight top line, and the moderate curvature over his croup down towards his tail. The other thing in this photograph that catches my eye is the depth of his chest and the length of his neck. An elegant neck, but still powerful. So this photograph was taken at the same time as the last one. And again, just how powerful this dog is, but how balanced and how correctly he's put together. I also notice his bone. I haven't seen many dogs with so much bone, but he certainly kept that bone his entire life. And I think that it complements the powerful body very well. What did I say about camouflage under trees? This is an Acacia siberana, or a paperbark acacia. And if you remember what I said about sunlight through the leaves creating a dappled effect on the Rhodesian Ridgeback, have a look at his forechest. Can you see that dappling of the light and how he's camouflaged? He almost disappears into the landscape. I think this is an excellent example of that. Also, to draw attention once again to his beautiful strong head, his deep muzzle, and to the width between his legs, his forechest, which provides a lot of room for heart and lung. And look at his beautiful straight legs and big feet. I love that. Again, just to show the dappling effect, his beautiful strong head, his lovely straight legs, and those big feet, which I just love. So I think that we can see how effective the Ridgeback's coloration is, and the varying shades of wheaten in the coat, how they help the dog to camouflage so well into the native environment. I've included this image of Hunter's front legs because I wanted to show the cream coloration or the buff coloration, otherwise called ivory coloration, down the inner sides of his leg and onto his feet. Also notice the bone of the dog. So this is Hunter's pedigree from the Kennel Union of Southern Africa. We did rather extensive tests on Hunter. We x-rayed him, and we also did genetic testing. So he was clear on all of his health tests. Hunter had full and correct dentition. His hip grading was A1 for hip dysplasia, which is the best that you can get. His elbows were 0, also the best that you could get. He was free of degenerative myelopathy. He was clear on LTV. He was clear for juvenile myoclonic epilepsy. He also did not carry the dilute gene for blue, but he does carry liver, which is really of great benefit to any breeding program. And he also displayed and carries or carried cream underpinnings coloration, which is a very rare color patterning, and which is also of great benefit in any breeding program. So at this moment in time, I'm offering only 2 frozen litters from Hunter. I'm making 1 litter available for a breeder in South Africa to contribute to our gene pool here. But I'm also making a litter available for an overseas breeder, so that they can obtain some authentic African blood to include into their breeding program. If you're interested in purchasing the frozen litters, or if you would just like to reach out and discuss issues relating to Rhodesian Ridgebacks or have any questions, you're more than welcome to contact me. You can write to my email address, which is to be found under the heading About on my channel homepage. Please also hit the like button and subscribe, and leave a comment if you like. Until next time, cheers.
Tambuku hunters moon.